Welcome back to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. I am back at it again, where it's all about the fake stuff, but we win real money. Now, tonight is a little different for this episode because rookie drafts, they all going on. A bunch of degenerates out there drafting right away. So I want to go ahead and get my rookie rankings out and about real quick, because the next time we hop on the pod, it's going to be me and Swizzy. We're going to break down at least 3 different rookie drafts that we've seen from Doo-Doo Dynasty, My Home League, and Dynasty with the Craftman of his boys. So I basically wanted to put these rankings out without Chris, without Kraft, because I'm always right. I don't need no pushback tonight. So fuck them. I'm just playing, fellas. Like, this podcast goes nowhere without the Craftman, goes nowhere without Swizzy, and I love y'all for it. Now, fuck you. Now, here we are. I just want everybody to know these are Dynasty rankings from the Super Flex point of view, tied in premium. I'm going to give you at least my top 24. And then round 3, just tossing out names. You can convince me each and every way. Then I'm going to go ahead and start it from the top. Number 1, pretty boy, the Drake of the NFL, Caleb Williams, Chicago. No number 1 pick goes to landing spots like this. It doesn't happen. Easily my number 1. I know some folks, they're going to be like, Marv this and Marv that, and I get it. I get it. Honestly, I would be tempted too. Like, Marv's a bad man. Marv just went to the Cardinals. He's going to be hooked up with Kyler. I see some of y'all right now. Kyler, I don't even like Kyler Murray. Like, he plays Call of Duty. Turn off ESPN right now. They don't know shit. Number 1 is Caleb Williams. I know he paints his fingernails and stuff, but the dude can ball. And the truth is, I didn't like all his shenanigans in the offseason, but I've heard him in interviews saying this and that. He's kind of grown on me. I like Caleb Williams. I think they're going to succeed. The Bears, Craftman's Packers are in trouble because Jordan Love ain't shit. Marv, number 2. I already done said it. Dude, the landing spot, it's ridiculous. Redunk. This man, he's going to be sitting there with Kyler. They got a new coach in. Going into year 2. They're going to be rolling. The landing spot is just perfect. Marvin Harrison already in Dynasty rankings. I'm just sitting here at the top of my head. Hadn't even thought about it. This dude's probably like 5, man. We're talking CD, Amon-Ra, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Who do you want? You want Marvin Harrison or you want Puka? You want Marvin Harrison or do you want A.J. Brown? I'm saying Marvin Harrison, man. So with that said, Jaden Daniels, he went to Washington, number 3. The reason why he's up high, the rushing upside, absurd. The man won the Heisman with LSU last year. They was balling out. In one quarterback leagues, there's a big argument. I just did this myself. I traded in a 1 quarterback league, and my choices were Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. I took Jaden Daniels. That rushing upside is legit. And Superflex, I'm going to put Caleb Williams ahead. Honestly, it's just more safer for the long term. When you draft Caleb Williams, you're probably getting him for like 10 years. Jaden Daniels, I don't know. He could be a Justin Fields, but as long as you're winning fantasy matchups, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Number 4, Malik Neighbors. And I know a lot of people are like, man, he's with the Giants, man. The Giants, they so ass, man. And I get it. The Giants, they used to be buttoned up. I don't know what's going on with them. They're not buttoned up anymore, but let's just be real. Malik Neighbors, man, that dude has that talent, man. This dude has no other competition up there. There's no other competition to deal with. Malik Neighbors is easy at the 104. I think I may have seen him go at the 103 the other day. And Doo-Doo Dynasty, shout out to DT. He's a Giants fan. He's biased. He said he'd take him over Marv. That's ridiculous. People, that's dumb. At 5, I got Rome Odunze. And let me go on a little rant real quick. People are like, Swizzy, well, he's one. He wanted to drop Rome Odunze because he's with the Bears. He's got some competition with Keenan Allen. He's got DJ Moore up in there. Cole Kmet's up in there. Just signed DeAndre Swift. Sheesh. The Bears got it cooking a little bit. Rome Odunze, this situation is getting compared a lot to the JSN situation, and I got to call hockey on that. That's some bull malarkey. And let me tell you why. Because let's put it like this. First of all, Rome Odunze is just fucking better. But JSN, he went to Seattle, up there with Geno. There's DK Metcalf, there's Tyler Lockett. Man, JSN is a slot guy. JSN, first of all, just doesn't have the talent of Odunze, and he's in the slot. I honestly think it'll work out for JSN. But I'd go buy low on JSN right now if I could. But for Rome Odunze's sake, the situation is not the same. Caleb Williams is going to be better than Geno Smith. I think we can all say that with a straight face. Rome Odunze is better than DJ Moore. Rome Odunze is better than Keenan Allen. And Keenan Allen's old, for crying out loud. Keenan Allen's probably going to be there for 2 or 3 more years. You're going to see Odunze eventually get to that alpha spot. Caleb Williams wanted him. They went and got him. You just can't fade the man. I mean, the talent is there. Odunze's a bad man. Before the draft, we all knew he was going to the Bears. Everybody knew he was going to the Bears. I did. My mama knew. Everybody knew. He was going to the Bears. I'm not going to sit here and drop him in my rankings because he actually got drafted to the Bears. Number 6, Drake May. Now, I know people out there like he's with the Patriots, and trust me, I get it, man. Nobody has bagged on the Patriots more than your boy Matt Hamm. Bill Belichick is a bum. He's overrated. He rode Tom's coattails. We all know it. Let's admit it. But things are changing. And I know this is one of Bill's boys, old Mayo's up there coaching. But I think the Patriots know better than most that they got to change things up. They got to get a quarterback. They got to get them some receivers. That's what they did. The offense has to change. You can't be doing that same old booty bullshit that they've been doing. They're getting their clocks cleaned up there in the NFC East. Shout out to Tom, man. Next, I got J.J. McCarthy. And look, this one switches for me pre-draft. And after the draft, J.J. McCarthy, 7. This dude's going to the Vikings. Listen, I did not like J.J. McCarthy. Look at me right. I'm looking y'all dead in the eye right here. There's no way you could watch the film and think J.J. McCarthy is better than Michael Penix. I don't care what those motherfuckers on Twitter be saying and ESPN. But with that said, J.J. McCarthy, this dude's going to a situation with a good head coach that slings the rock. Now, we're going to see if they still sling the rock with old J.J. McCarthy because he wasn't doing that with Harbaugh. He was not doing that with Harbaugh. But let's see if they do. He's got Justin Jefferson. He's got Jordan Addison. He's got T.J. Hawkinson. They're stacked, man. So let's see what you got, J.J. McCarthy. I hate you. I don't think you're that good. I think you're ass. But I'm going to put you here at 7, which brings me to number 8, Brock Bowers. My boy Brock. And when I first saw the landing spot with Las Vegas Raiders, I was like, oh, man. And people hating on the Falcons. But I slept on it. And here's the truth. What's one of our mottos here at the Cruise Dynasty Podcast? Craftman and Swizzy could tell you. Fuck those tight ends, man. Fuck them all. And the truth is, it doesn't even matter the situation that he's in. Brock Bowers he's going over there with Michael Mayer, who the Raiders just spent some high capital on him too. But the truth is it's a tight end. Man, you got to pick your tight ends, and you just got to roll with them because there's only going to be like 1 or 2 that even make a difference. I don't even want to roster fucking tight ends if I'm just being honest. I just want to grab one, put him in, play him all year, and let's see how consistent he can be. Well, with that said, if we're going to see how these tight ends and how consistent they can be, Brock Bowers is your guy, man. The first time I saw this cracker play for the Dogs, I fucking hate the Dogs. I like the players. I hate their fans. The first time I saw Brock Bowers play, I said, dude, this motherfucker here needs 15 touches a game because he's a bad man. Now, I love me some Brock Bowers. Dude got a receding hairline. Looks like an old man, but, hey, Brock Bowers to the moon still. You can't change it. He drops one spot just because in Superflex, tight end, rookie drafts, the quarterback has to be valued. And me and Chris and the Craft, man, we're going to be getting into some of that because your boy Matt Hamm snatching up all the quarterbacks he can in Superflex drafts. Number 9. Man, it was tough. I'm telling you, man, that debate for that wide receiver 4 in this rookie draft was ridiculous, man. I think I landed it. I think I ended it with agreement with my boy Chris. We ain't been agreeing on much this rookie draft. And this draft's been crazy. This season has been wild as can be. Xavier Worthy to the Kansas City Chiefs. The man's the fastest man out there. going out there with Andy Reid, going out there with Patty Mahomes, Rashee Rice. He's with the Chain Gang. Hollywood. I love me some Hollywood. I just don't even know what to think about Hollywood. I'll tell you this. He better than K. Tony and all them. But with that said, Xavier Worthy, man, I know a lot of people are like, oh, man, he's John Ross this and John Ross that. Oh, he's fast. I even saw one dude on Twitter post a little chart. He was like, players that are fast, they're good, but if they're too fast, they suck. That's just the most idiotic thing I've ever seen, and it doesn't even make sense. This dude's about to ball out. This dude can run routes. Xavier Worthy, man, he's a good football player. I'm just being honest. So, shout out to him. He got my number 4 spot. He's got the landing spot. The competition really ain't all that. I know Kelsey's there, but Kelsey throughout the season, they're going to just load. I ain't going to say load managing, but they're gearing up for the playoffs. They're going for a 3-peat. I know he just signed a 2-year extension, but those tight end 1 through 3 days, them days are over. So look for Xavier Worthy to get involved. Number 10. And I just want to say, at number 10, shout out to the Dogs fans. Shout out to all my honkies out there, because I got Lad McHonky at number 10, my guy. And listen, man, the production was not there, but that's because the Dogs playing the SEC East, so they're playing weak-ass competition every week. Fight me over it. I bet you won't. Lad McHonky's a good football player. There is no doubt about it. You just had to watch the tape for this man. This dude goes to the Chargers. That landing spot is legit. I know Jim Harbaugh wants to run the ball and stuff, but Jim Harbaugh ain't had a quarterback like Justin Herbert. I'm saying that right now. Lad McConkey's competition is QJ. You know, I would like to buy low on QJ, but it's got to be real low on QJ. I'm just being honest. Josh Palmer, he's over there. It's like whatever. I think Lad can find himself a significant role over there, but with that said, some of y'all motherfuckers are way overvaluing Lad McConkey. All you Georgia fans, man, y'all just get turned on by the slightest thing red and black. It's crazy. But I'm with you. Lad McConkey, number 10, he slipped into my first round. I thought he was a good player. So let's just see how it goes. Next, I got your boy Jonathan Brooks. First running back off the board. He's got day 2 capital, going with the Carolina Panthers, playing with Bryce Young. Things are changing up there. I was saying I'm not giving up on Bryce Young. The Panthers went out there and got them some weapons, put it all around them. They got Deontay Johnson. They still got Jonathan Mingo. I'm not going to say Mingo's a bad football player yet, because the Panthers were ass last year. So if you want to take a shot on something like that, new head coach, came from Tampa Bay. The Joker just revived Baker Mayfield's career, surrounded him with here's the crux of it all. He got day 2 draft capital. He's got no competition. Chuba Hubbard, Miles Sanders is just trash, man. If I was willing to buy into Miles Sanders last year, my biggest miss of my podcasting career with the Kraft Man. The Kraft Man's just saying Amari Cooper can't be rostered, but that's neither here nor there. If I was willing to buy into Miles Sanders, I'm definitely going to be willing to buy into Jonathan Brooks. I want him, and I'll take him at the end of the first. I got him at 11. Number 12 to end my first round, I'm saying Michael Penix Jr. And I know half of y'all are like, that boy, man, Hamm about half retarded. And you know what? Probably. But not as retarded as the overreaction with the Falcons draft pick at number 8 this year. Michael Penix, to me, was probably, I would put him at QB4, and as an arm talent, number 1. I would rather, man, I'll just say this. It's just an honor and a privilege to watch Michael Penix spin that rock. That joker was slinging that thing last year. So, for my Falcons fans, if you want to hear my rant, just go check back a couple episodes back. You know how I feel about Michael Penix. There's no way that I'm going to let a quarterback with top 10 draft capital slide out of my first round. Wait, but hold up now, hold up. Everybody's going to be like, Matt, come on, would you do it? Would you really pick him? You ain't got to, because nobody else is willing to pick Michael Penix up. You might as well go ahead. I just saw him go for the 205. The 205. Sheesh. It really don't make no sense. I'm just going to say it now. I love the pick. I'm glad we got Michael Penix. Our Falcons fans are the lowest IQ fan base in the NFL. There is no doubt about it. You make me sick. You make me sick. And if you wanted to draft another wide receiver this year, get the fuck out of my face. I don't claim you as one of our fans anymore. Sick of that shit. Michael Penix Jr. Man, real quick, I got one more thing to say. Why is there such a disconnect between me and all the Falcons fans? Michael Vick was overrated. We should have appreciated Matt Ryan more. And we should stop drafting wide receivers to go get us some big uglies, goddammit. Let me recap my round one real quick. Caleb Williams, Marv, Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Roman Dunze, Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, Brock Bowers, Xavier Worthy, Lad McHonkey, Jonathan Brooks, and Big Penix Energy. At the 201, I got Brian Thomas Jr. Jacksonville, the landing spot is good. Here's my only concern, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I may be tripping. But Jacksonville's O-line was like bottom 5 worst last year. I don't think they did anything to address that this year. Maybe I'm wrong. Brian Thomas Jr., though, goes into a situation they just dropped Zay. Kirk is a slot guy. Kirk's still the man. Evan Ingram's a tight end, but he's still going to get a lot of targets. But it's wide open for Brian Thomas Jr. He's going to be linked up to Trevor Lawrence, and I know all y'all are saying, oh, T-Law's a bust and T-Law's that. Stop hating, man. Stop hating. The man's in Jacksonville, for crying out loud. He didn't get to come to Chicago with all these ballers out here, so Brian Thomas Jr. at the 201. He's a good player. I would take him at the top of the second. There was debate if he was, wide receiver 4. I don't think so. 202. Next, I got Bo Nix. And I know everybody's like, Bo Nix. Man, dude, it's super flex, man. Take you a fucking quarterback, man. It's such an easy decision. It's not even a debate. You're getting a starting quarterback in the second round, linked up to Sean Payton. I didn't even like Bo Nix. I didn't even like him. But what's the worst that could happen? You use a second-round pick and he bust? Oh, whoop-de-damn do. Like, it happens all the time. Or you get you a starting quarterback for the next 5 years, or his value rises and you can tier up and get you another quarterback. Boneheads out there, man. Shout out to Akil. Took Bo Nix in the second. I'd have did that shit too. Number 3. Now I got Keon Coleman. He's with Buffalo, and I know everybody. This was like one of the most controversial players of the draft season was Keon Coleman because the athleticism is ridiculous. His hands are good, but the guy can't get open. I think there's a little hate because he's at Florida State. Florida State been getting a lot of hate from the media and ESPN. Fuck the media. So I like me some Keon Coleman. The situation is there. The only competition he really has is Dalton Kincaid. You could say Khalil Shakir, but fuck him. Next, I got Ricky Pearsall. And listen, man, Pearsall, Pearsall this, Pearsall that. But the truth is this man's going to San Francisco. This dude's got round 1 draft capital. I mean, this dude definitely rose up rookie draft boards all across the country. Linked up with Kyle Shanahan. The rumor has it that one of them wide receivers are going to be gone. I know they've been shopping Ayuk out like crazy. Ayuk just wants to get paid. I don't blame him. I want to get paid too. I've heard that Debo, he's already been paid. I've been hearing that he might be gone. Either way, it's like the Bengals situation. Like, one of these guys are probably gone, which is going to open the door for Ricky Pearsall, first-round draft capital, wide receivers, San Francisco, Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan. Sheesh, I'll do that all day. That's at the 204. Next, I got Trey Benson, second running back off the board. He got that day 2 draft capital. Going to the Cardinals. This is an offense on the rise, and when I see these offenses that are theoretically could be the next power offense, give me a piece of that shit. Trey Benson all day. James Conner's going to be there. This is the last year of his contract. He's always hurt, so we're probably going to see Trey Benson. With that said, contending teams, go get you some James Conner still. You can always buy low on that guy unless Chris Shiver has him, then you can't get him. Trey Benson, though, he was my RB1. He ran a 4.3 at the Combine out of Florida State. You know how it is. He got that Florida State hate going on him right now. You know how it is. ESPN, they don't like them ACC teams, so FSU, when you boycott them and 28 players sit out, they don't want to start propping you up. So Trey Benson, 205. Man, I like that all day. There's just a clear path to production early. That's all I'm saying. Next, I got Xavier Legette. And the truth is this dude's got, if you look at all his stats, he ain't do shit for 4 years. Year 5, Man, the dude looks ridiculous. His film looks crazy. The thing is, though, regardless, this dude's got day one draft capital. He's with the Panthers, which is an offense that theoretically could be taking a step up. This guy, theoretically, could be their big playmaker for the Panthers with Bryce Young, who I still like. So we'll just have to see how it goes. It's taking a risk, but I like Xavier Leggett. Next, I got Malachi Corley, and I told Kraft, man, I texted him. I said, dude, I like this guy, Malachi Corley. He's like one of these little yak guys, those little mini Debos, those kind of players. You know what I'm saying? To get the yards after the catch. I like this guy's film. I moved him on up because this dude's going with the Jets. They're competing now. I know he's a rookie. And this is true. Aaron Rodgers, he's always had a problem, dealing with rookies and stuff like that. He don't trust them. But you know what? I think the shrooms has changed him up a little bit. He sat in a dark shack for a little while, and he was like, you know what? I think I might try to use my rookies a little bit more and quit being so stubborn. I think Aaron Rodgers is coming around a little bit. With that said, the competition there is Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams. Mike Williams is always hurt. He got hurt last year. He's probably going to get hurt this year. He's a Clemson guy. I stay objective about my Clemson boys. He's a great player, but the motherfucker cannot stay healthy, which opens the door for our guy Malachi Corley. I probably got him ranked higher than a lot of people would out there. Next, I got Jalen Polk. This is just a classic Patriots move right here. I wouldn't have drafted him this high. I thought he was like the third best receiver at Washington. But we'll see. But the truth is if the Patriots have to, if they're going to turn it around, then you got to start trying to take some of these Patriots players. They got a bunch of booty-ass receivers with a booty-ass roster. And you might as well take a shot on some of these guys. At the 208, Jalen Poe, that ain't that bad. Number 9, A.D. Mitchell. Man, goddamn, A.J. Mitchell. Man, if there was anybody that dropped in my rankings, it had to be this guy. Joker gets drafted to the Colts. He didn't get drafted as high as people thought. And this is just the truth of it all. He's over there with, Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, whatever. He sucks. I ain't going to say he sucks, but this is the truth. Anthony Richardson's upside is with his rushing. I know he's got a strong arm, but ain't nobody sitting here talking about this and that. He's going to be dishing it out here, dishing it out. I just don't see this man supporting 2 wide receivers out there. A.D. Mitchell already had some question marks with his film and all that stuff. I just don't like the landing spot. I know some people are saying he's off his board. Hell, I've made that comment too. At a certain point, I'm taking him. 209, that's easy. At 10, I got Javon Baker. We just talked about the Patriots. You might as well take a shot at these guys. Played at UCF. He was recruited by Alabama. He went up there, so he's got some pedigree. He's a good player. I saw people on Twitter right now. This guy, Javon Baker, he's working out. He's got the camera in his face. He's like, I'm the best. Ain't 10 receivers better than me. And then what does Twitter do? In classic Twitter fashion. Man, that man Javon Baker got a dog in him, man. I ain't letting him drive no way. So, you know what? People are acting kind of retarded about Javon Baker. I do think he's good. I'd rather take a shot on Javon Baker than at the 210 than Jalen Polk just because I think Javon Baker's cheaper. But either way, you got to take a shot on one of these guys. Javon Baker, he's that guy. Next at 11, I got Marshawn Lloyd, and everybody's like freaking out. They're like, oh, man, terrible landing spot. The dude got day 2 draft capital, and Josh Jacobs was trash last year. Let's just be honest. But with that said, he didn't go to camp, so let's see if he'll take a step up this year. He's with Green Bay. Everybody's thinking he got paid this and he got paid like that, and he did get some good money for a running back. But the truth is, if it don't work out this year, this could be a 1-year, $14 million deal with Josh Jacobs, and the Packers could be done with him in a heartbeat. A.J. Dillon, he fucking sucks, bro. He sucks. He's let you down time and time again. Shout out to P. Miller for paying a 25 first for him, by the way. One of the most egregious things I've seen in a while. I love you, Phil. But Marshawn Lloyd, if you ask the Kraft man, I think he said Marshawn Lloyd he thought he was his favorite running back. I like Marshawn Lloyd too. He played at USC, then he went to USC. You could decide which USC is the real USC, but it ain't the one down here in the South. I'm going to tell you that right now. 12 to end my second round, I got Blake Corum, and he got some solid draft capital. He goes to the Rams. Look, the truth is the Rams are just different. They do things different. So he could get some goal line work, stuff like that. I can see a role. He's the backup guy, so there's a role for him. But if you're worried about Kyron Williams, maybe his load just takes a little bit off. Maybe he doesn't get some goal line work. Maybe I wouldn't be worried about Kyron Williams like that. But Blake Corum sitting there with Sean McVay. I mean, what's the hate on? I like it all. I like Blake Corum. These running backs at the back. With that said, allegedly. Now, I know this running back class was weak, but allegedly next year is supposed to be real strong. So if you're waiting for that 25 class, you need some running back, maybe, some first round. I can't sit here and say. I ain't sitting here looking at I'm deep in this dynasty shit. I'm a degenerate, but I ain't looking at the 25 class yet. I don't really care. All right, so real quick. I'm going to just kind of spit these ones off the top real quick. My round 3, you could persuade me either other way. I could be sitting here at this draft and take this guy. I could be sitting here in this draft and take this guy. That's just the truth. This draft was so deep this year. There's no doubt about it. Like, the first few round 3 picks, those were some pretty good picks. I ain't going to lie. 301, Troy Franklin. Now, his stock dropped big time, but he was saved a little bit because he's going to go play with his college quarterback. And there's not really any good competition up there in Denver anyways. Marvin Mims, I mean, heck, I got to share Marvin Mims. You know how good I feel about that? I don't. I feel terrible about it. Troy Franklin, there's, a world where he's the guy up there in Denver. I know he was drafted in, the 4th round? Sean Payton can get him involved. If Sean Payton's any good, I mean, he did win a lot of games, but he did have Drew Brees, top 5 quarterback all time. I'm just saying, we'll see. Next, I got Jermaine Burton, and the truth is he's probably not even going to drop to the 3rd round in your rookie leagues. I got him ranked right here because I wanted to put some of them running backs ahead. I like some situations better. A.D. Mitchell, I just think is better than Jermaine Burton. But Jermaine Burton's a good football player. At the 302, he goes to the Bengals. T. Higgins is probably gone after this year. Taj Boyd's already gone. So the path for Jermaine Burton is there. He's sitting there linked up with Joe Burrow. It's a situation that you like. When you're in these round 3s, you might as well just take you a little shot at some of these guys where the path is clear for them to get some play time within the next couple years. Next, I got Roman Wilson from Michigan. That's Kraft's boy. I ranked him where I ranked him. 303. Maybe he's not dropping to the 3rd. I don't know. Then we got at 4, we got Jalen Wright. At 5, we got Ray Davis. 6, Spencer Rattler. And I know what everybody's thinking. And listen, I'll just go ahead and say it. That man is one ugly motherfucker. That's the ugliest Joker I've ever seen. Quarterback, super flex, you might as well take a shot on Spencer Rattler. Let's not forget, when this dude was at Oklahoma on Mel Kiper's early big board for that year, going into the season, this dude was ranked number 1, the number 1 guy in that class. And go check it. That's a fact. So you might as well, Derek Carr's the quarterback right now. What's the worst that could happen? Derek Carr fucks up. Spencer Rattler gets in. You trade him for a second or something later on. That's the move to make right there. Ben Sinnott at the 7. Audric Estime. There's kind of a path for him. Javonte Williams, he was hurt. Javonte Williams is a big buy low for me. I did just sell him for a first. I needed some capital. Estime, not a bad pick. Bucky Irvin, not too much competition. For all the Rachaad White haters out there, sit your punk ass down. Another year where he didn't fall off. He didn't get replaced. I know you hate it. But Bucky Irvin, there's a path for him to be the 2. What's that guy's name? Sean Tucker. Pfft. If you got him, drop him. Fuck him. Kamani Vidal. Now he's with the Chargers, but think about who's ahead of him. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Bus. Gus Bus is old, and J.K. Dobbins, I can't even remember the last time that Joker wasn't hurt. He's going to Jim Harbaugh, who wants to run the rock. That's a good one. Jatavian Sanders, tight end for the Panthers. I probably should have ranked him higher, but tight end premium, take your shot on him. He was good. A lot of people had him as the tight end too. And then next, I had Will Shipley, and I know, man, some people got Will Shipley high third. I got him. Honestly, it was just I had to stretch to get him here. He's a Clemson guy. Listen, I'm objective about my Clemson guys. And the crew knows this. All my guys in the crew. There's only one objective motherfucker out of the 10. His name is Matthew David Hammond. And here I am to say, Will Shipley is ass. This dude was supposed to be the next CMC. He was not even the best running back at Clemson just last year. But with that said, he's going to the NFL. And I think if we're being objective, college is a little more physical than the NFL. They just a bunch of little panty wastes up there in the NFL. You can't drop tackle. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't hit them hard. All kinds of stuff. Will Shipley might be all right in that little finesse league. You know, I guess he's going to be the backup to Saquon Barkley, I guess. So we'll just see, man. Not a big Will Shipley guy. I just don't see it. Go Tigers, by the way. You know, there's some guys I didn't rank on here. You know, one guy I was telling Kraft about that I really liked. Malik Washington. I really liked his tape. He went to Virginia, but I couldn't put him on this list. The dude's a round 6 draft capital. I mean, Miami just went and got Odell. So, I don't know. Just it doesn't look too good for my guy right there. But that is what I'm dishing out to everybody out there that wants to listen to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. These are my rookie rankings from Matt Hamm himself. I just want to thank y'all for listening to the podcast. I just want to say thank you to Kraft Man, to see Swizzy. They'd have no clue I'm dropping this tonight. I have no idea. But I was like, man, you know what? Why not? I want to put my rankings out here. I know me and Chris, we got a lot to talk about on our next episode. So, with that said, 5-star review. And go tell your friends to listen to the pod. Hey, we're going to be starting a startup, maybe the Cruise Dynasty Redraft League this year, year 1. If you're interested, hit one of us up. If you want to play, win some money. It's all about the fake stuff, but we win real money. And with that said, I am out.